Hi, Ashley. It's nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Thanks for taking time to talk with me.
Yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure.
Has your family always supported you in dancing? If so, how?
My family has always supported me in dancing because they knew that it was my passion, and I've been dancing since I was 3 years old, so it's all that I know. My entire life has been spent training and, trying to become a professional dancer.
Why did you want to start dancing?
I wanted to start dancing because it made me feel good. I loved to dance around the house when I was a kid, and it just always made me feel so inspired and lively and just, more human.
Who was your first ballet teacher and what was he or she like?
My first ballet teacher was Miss Carol Anglin, and I remember when I was a little kid, she was so tall and beautiful, and I just wanted to be like her. And, ever since then, I've tried my best to make her proud and to follow in her footsteps.
What was the first ballet you saw and why did you go to see it?
My mother actually took me to see Dance Theater of Harlem perform The Firebird when I was 3 years old.
That's cool.
She made me go, and I loved it, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. So
I think that's how I was when I went to my first ballet.
Oh, yeah.
What is your favorite ballet and why?
That's a hard question. There's so many beautiful ballets. I think, because there are so many different genres of dance, I think, my favorite ballet, of classical ballet, would have to be Swan Lake.
I think that's mine too. When you first got your pointe shoes, what did you expect, but how did it really feel?
I expected to float around like a little fairy and just, dance my little heart out, but it's a very different experience once you put those shoes on. You start to get blisters and your toenails fall off and your toes are bleeding, but I feel like it's all worth it now. And now when I put on my pointe shoes, it doesn't bother me anymore because I've built up the strength and, I've trained long enough to where it doesn't hurt anymore.
That's what I've heard. Mm-hmm. How do you prepare for competitions?
Well, as a professional dancer, we don't really do competitions anymore, but I did do some competitions when I was still training as a student. And the best way to prepare for a competition is to just practice, and then practice, and practice as much as you can, and, perfect your technique and perfect those steps and everything so that when you get on the stage, you don't have to worry about anything but performing.
When you're at a competition and competing, how do you feel?
I think I have a whole array of different emotions. Before you go on stage, you're nervous and, you're emotional and you don't know what's going to happen. But as soon as you hit the stage and those lights hit your face, it's just pure joy. And if dancing is really something that you love to do, then you're always happy when you're doing it.
Yeah, that's sort of how I feel too. Can you tell me a little bit about performing in different countries?
Performing in different countries is very interesting, to say the least. It's a lot of fun, but it's also very challenging because, traveling overseas especially, you change time zones. So, you might be 7 hours behind or ahead of, us in the United States. So you have to adjust to the time, your body has to adjust. And then, sometimes we even go to opera houses in Europe where the stage is not level, it's called a rake. So it's, on a little bit of an incline. So you just have to be really focused and dedicated and, make sure that you do everything you can to prepare yourself.
What do you like to do when you're on tour and have extra time?
I like to eat. I like to eat a lot. And especially because we travel so much, I get to try so many different kinds of food. So that's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I think that would be my favorite thing to do too. What is the first CD or album you bought with your own money?
Whoa, that was such a long time ago. Let me think. I think it was probably NSYNC. Justin Timberlake, his group before he became a solo artist. So I think that was the first one I bought.
Thanks for your time, Ashley.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.